Hi, everyone. Welcome. I don't know if anybody's going to show up. I just wanted to come on here and hang out. If anybody, I know there are a lot of people in this world, a lot of people on this day who are not with somebody, don't have someone, don't have family. And I just wanted to be that person for you tonight. So I thought maybe I'd do a hangout and just invite all of those in. There's no specific subject, just kind of hang out, let you know that you're not alone and that I've probably been where you've been. so, um, welcome for those of you that don't know me and will see this later or coming in. My name is Cindy. I am at Simply Cindy. I am a psychic medium. I'm all kinds of stuff. So you can say I'm a spiritual advisor, an energy advisor. Um, my work has been bringing the science and the spiritual or energy, whatever you want to call that, together. So, hi, Polly. How are you? I just wanted to get on here and let people know that they're not alone, that you're not alone, and I'm here to sit with you for a little bit and see how you're doing. We can just sit and say nothing. We can sit and talk about anything. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. So, let me turn on my thing. Izzy, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Polly, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. There we go. Just making sure. I get to use my I get to use my emojis. So, how is everyone? No, my mom's in the hospital. Oh, Izzy, I'm so sorry. You're not the first person that I've heard some bad news from today, and part of our group. I've already heard a couple of things of loved ones, not in a good way. So that's why I definitely wanted to come on tonight. Um, you ate too much. My daughter, I told you this was like her first Thanksgiving that she was cooking for us. She did so well. I was watching her the whole time. I helped her out, kind of showing her the ropes because I think I've done probably, I want to say at least 45 Thanksgivings, if not more. I've been doing like, I've been helping with Thanksgivings since I was probably 7 or 8. So I've never cooked a turkey. Oh, we have the best way to cook a turkey too. Um, and if you do it the way that we do it, it cuts the time in half, and everything gets really, really um, crispy and toasty. It's really, really juicy, like really juicy. So yeah, I'm so sorry. You're here in the States, right, Izzy? Tell me so I'll tell you the secret. So the secret is you want to take the turkey and turn it over, and then you want to cut the backbone. So you want to cut the backbone, and then you'll turn it back over, and then you'll crack it, like almost like you're cracking somebody's back, and then it'll flatten out, right? And then you want to put a tablespoon and a half of baking powder with kosher salt or sea salt. We use sea salt this time. So then you want to do that 24 hours before. So you want to crack the back, cut the back off, the spine, the bone, right? And then you crack the back, it'll flatten out. And then you just put the mixture of salt and a tablespoon and a half of baking powder, and you just sprinkle it all over the inside and on the skin part, and then you leave it in the fridge for 24 hours. So you do this 24 hours before you're going to bake it. And then in 24 hours, it really dries it out. We always put it on like a cooling rack with cookie sheet so that everything just kind of drains out all the liquid. and then in 24 hours so probably about 6 hours before, uh, that's when you put the butter compound and you put it into the underneath the skin of the turkey, and all over the outside of the turkey. And you can make your compound the way you make. I've made different ones. I've made Cajun ones. I mean, I've done so many. I've made Cajun ones. We just did a garlic and herb one this time. And then you leave it in, um, again, on the rack in the fridge for another, 3, 4, 5 hours, 6 hours, something like that, to really let it like soak that stuff in. And then what I do, so I cook it a lot differently than a lot of people over the years, trial and error. I cook it so instead of a 12-pound turkey, taking 3 hours, you can cut it anywhere between a 10 to a 16-pound turkey. The cooking time is an hour and a half, and that's it, right? So you, but what I do is I put it at 400 for 30 minutes, and then I drop it to 325 for an hour. So that's an hour and a half. It comes out perfect. Like perfect. My daughter did it today. It came out perfect. It's very juicy. It's very seasoned. Um, Man, that bed looks cozy, right? Hey, Tammy, how are you? So yeah, uh, next year, or if anybody wants to cook turkey later on, just remind me and I'll give you the recipe. It's really easy. It's just the technique of taking the back spine out and cracking that back. And I don't think she took a picture of. She didn't take a picture of it. I don't think she did. Hold on. I don't think she took a picture of the pies, Tammy, is what I'm thinking, before we cut into them. So yeah, no. So I don't know if y'all can see that, but she did. She did very, very well. But you see that turkey? Was I taught this? Probably at some point. I wasn't like taught by anybody. I've been making Thanksgiving. So I've traveled all over the world, and I've gotten to learn different cultures and different ways of cooking. And that's just kind of what I've come up with the best way for me, through all the 45, 48 turkeys that I've cooked, or Thanksgivings that I've had. Um, that's just what I've come up with. I've probably taken techniques from here and here and here. Um, I couldn't tell you where because it's been so many times. I've tried all of them, trust me. And this is like the best way to do it for me. For me, I love it. It's too small for you to see. Sorry, Polly. Yeah, I don't have a picture that I can put. Maybe I could. Hold on. No, I don't. I don't have a way to do that. Yeah, see, Tammy, I'm sure all of you guys that have cooked turkeys and have cooked Thanksgivings, like you've done a lot of them. So you just kind of grab from here and there over the years. And I've just found that that's like one of the best methods to do. Um, yeah, it's like the stuffing and the dressing. Um, I've found my own way, and I have potatoes and green bean casserole and mac and cheese and kind of all that stuff. I've just kind of done here and there, and then figured out my own way over the years. So never cooked a cobbler. Really? Never cooked a gobbler. You've never cooked a turkey. You got to try this method. You got to try this way. I'm telling you, it turns out really crispy. The skin is to die for, and the white meat is so juicy and seasoned really well. So, mm, yeah, that's what Izzy was saying. Well, you guys will have to try it. I'm sure it'll work really well with the chicken too. It's just the method. It's not my method. It's called spatchcocking. Yeah, spatchcocking, I think is what it's called. Uh, I think that's what it's called, spatchcock. I think that's the method where you take out the bone and you crack it, and then it sort of lays flat. My friend says baking powder he uses on chicken and it comes out crispy. Yeah. So the baking powder and kosher salt or sea salt. I use sea salt this time, and it turned out perfect. Um, Now chicken is a different story. Yeah, I'm sure you can use that method. Spatchcock is what it's called. I think that's what it's called. Again, I can't even remember. I can't even believe I remember the name. I've just done it over the years where I've learned it somewhere and then just incorporated it into my own thing. But it's the best method. I would say to use it to cook as a chicken as well. I don't. I rarely cook chickens. Like I hadn't eaten chicken in probably over 15 years. And just this last year, I started eating chicken again. And I don't have it a lot. I just have it sometimes. So love my stuffed dressing. Yeah. So I always do dressing and not stuffing. Um, just because I like that crispy top on the top when you do it. When if you stuff it, it's too moist. If you stuff the turkey, I stuff my turkey. I know it's gonna sound weird, but I stuff my turkey with orange, lemon, and apple. So that's just to give it the extra flavor. And orange, lemon, apple, celery, and onion. So, and that's what my daughter did today. And it turned out really, really well. And after I hang out with you guys, I have a plate set aside for me because it was so good that I couldn't eat anymore. And I was just picking at the, I picked at, so my daughter made a pumpkin pie, Tammy, a pumpkin pie. We used to have a receptionist that I grew up the doctor's office, and her name was Pumpkin. Her name was Pumpkin. It wasn't Pumpkin, and so I'm used to saying Pumpkin because all my life when I was a little kid, I used to say Pumpkin. Anyway, so she made pumpkin pie, she made buttermilk pie, and she made pecan pie. And so I just was like, I was like taking my fork and I wanted to eat the whole thing, but it was too full. So I was just taking the fork to each one. Turkey makes you sleep. It did not make me sleep at all. I didn't have like, I had a nice plate, but it did not make me sleep at all. Yeah, usually it does. You're right, but it didn't do that. Always bought Paula Deen's sweet cornbread. My daughter makes sweet cornbread really good. She's really good at baking stuff, though. My sister didn't like turkey, so we always had turkey and a roasted chicken. Yeah, well, we usually have like a turkey and a ham. Now, again, remember, growing up, um, my mom was vegan and we were raised vegan vegetarian. So, but my dad ate meat. So we would have something like that, but we never really tried it. This was just later on in life. Um, so we always had a ham and a turkey. And this year my daughter said she didn't want to do a ham. And we always, because of our German side, we always have fondue with Christmas. So we have like the American Thanksgiving, but then we have fondue and more of a German type and a little bit of Spaniard mixed in there. I don't know. We have a weird Christmas. Uh, your lucky mail strike still on. That's right. Are you guys? That's right. You guys have the mail strike, right? Yeah. So how's everybody doing? So Izzy, did you get to have some turkey at all? Did you get to have anything at all? I'm so glad I'm able to come on tonight because I know that there are people that are alone. And here's the thing, there was at some point that I was alone, and whether it was because I made those choices, because I was, I'd lost my husband, um, I left my career, I had just decided to isolate and be alone. You know, it wasn't like people didn't call out to me. It was just that I was alone. I wanted to be alone. I didn't know. I remember those times and they weren't too far, you know. And hi, Wendy. I'm thinking of you. You're supposed to be asleep. Love you guys. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you and tons of love to those spending it in silent solitude. Yeah. So everybody, without getting personal, please send Wendy some healing and clarity. Because some of us are going through some things, and again, we're all like independent and our habit is to isolate and go through it alone. And I just want people to know that I get you. I was there. I still am trying to undo that habit, but there are people here that want to be a part of your life, that want to help, even if it's just to sit with you, whatever it is. So my thoughts are with you, Wendy. Um, oh, you guys are killing me. Love cheesecake too. Oh yeah, cheesecake. We'll have cheesecake at Christmas. But I love you, Wendy. I'm thinking of you. Um, Izzy was just saying that her mom's in the hospital. I know that there's some people going through stuff, and I just want you to know that I'm here. Yeah, and if I can help, if you just want to talk, if you just want to hang out, if you don't want to think about it and talk about other funny stuff, whatever, right? Hey, Wendy, sending love, girl. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, yeah, really, Wendy. And Wendy, you need to go night night. I'm worried about you. You got a plane to catch in the morning. So Polly says hi. Hey, Wendy, sending love, girl. And Tammy Witch says sending some love, Wendy, and a little candle for you. Exactly. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you. Yeah. And Izzy too. Izzy's mom's in the hospital. Yeah, I think like I'm sitting here thinking I don't know how to explain this. I will help hold your heart. Any of you. And you don't have to be going through anything major either. Again, there were times even after all of this happened for me that I felt like I know you guys have felt this where your world blew up, right? Where you're just like going through the motions. And yeah, it's been a year, it's been 2 years since it happened, it's been 3 years since it happened, but you're still like going through the motions, and your emotions aren't there. I mean, going through the motion of like having the holiday. Do I even feel like having the holiday, right? But then you're not completely like over it yet, but you're not like in a desperate space either. You're just like I don't want to be around anybody right now. I just don't want to have to like say happy Thanksgiving and be jolly and any of that. So I remember those times too. It's almost like you're lost, but you're like going through the motions. It's almost like PTSD. Like you're lost, but you're going through the motions. Thank you, Polly. Thank you, guys. I'm receiving a choppy message because my phone is low battery. I love you. Love you, Cindy. I'll keep you posted. Okay, Wendy. Love you too. Mercury's in retrograde on top of it. Yep. Yes, I hate it. Yeah, That's why I'm here, because of that, those spaces that I was in. And I don't and I was alone. And part of it was my choice, right? Uh, no, all of it was my choice. Yeah, all of it was my choice, right? But that doesn't mean I've been through that, and I want people to know that there is somebody out there. All of you, like you women here in this space, are the women that are like, I've been through this, and I just want you to know that I'm here for you, whatever, in whatever way that I can be, right? Even if it's just to sit in silence. Like, I remember sitting on the floor with a girlfriend who couldn't, she was a friend of mine, and I remember she was so devastated that, I mean, I've had this on several occasions actually, but she was so devastated that she couldn't get up off the bathroom floor. And so I said to her, well, then I'll just bring a blankie and we'll lay on the bathroom floor until we can get up, and we did, and there wasn't much said, but just for her to know that I was right there, that she wasn't alone in this, right? I don't want to leave my room. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I totally get it. And some of us are like, even though we don't want to get up every day, we do. We're like going through the motions. I'm talking to those people too who are like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I just know that I'm supposed to get up and take a shower and do the thing and blah blah blah, da, 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 and I got to go to work and I do this and I do that, but it's like you're not there. You're there, but you're not there. It's like PTSD. It's like you're going through the motions. I want you to know that it gets better. I want you to know that it gets better. And it is not an easy thing. And you do not have to do this alone. But it is not an easy thing. But I like today, just getting prepped for Thanksgiving and Christmas that's coming up, just being with my grandbaby, being with my daughter, getting things settled in the home. Because you guys know we just moved in, in August, right? August? I think it was August. Uh, you know, just getting everything prepped, just having them around, just seeing my grandson light up with the Christmas lights and the decorations and that, just being there, I was so appreciative and just thinking, I'm finally at this point where it's not a sad thing. I'm finally at this point where I can see the beauty of, having you beautiful women around me, having, my friends that I call every day or every other day, like Wendy and like Kathy and like Witch, right? Like just just being in a space where it's not trauma and it's not heartbreak and it's not turmoil and it's not like it, just being in that space and being able to be present, to be in the now, and that now being a good space so that we don't have to run away, so that we don't have to escape, so that we don't have to isolate, so that we don't have to, right? Like I was so appreciative, and I know that's not where everybody's at, but I want you to know you will have that time. If you haven't had it already, you will have that time. And I think it's important for everybody, especially with this Mercury retrograde. The one thing that I'm seeing with all the aspects that I've talked about in the last couple days is to stay in the present. And I know that's hard when people are going through stuff, but stay in the present. Um, and I want everybody to know that yes, you've already proven to the world or whoever you were trying to prove it to, whether it was to prove to yourself, your family, your partner, your children, your job, your careers, your life, whoever you were trying to prove it to, God, the universe, whoever, you've already done it. You've already proven it over and over and over again. You've proven that you can come through. You've proven that you got what it takes. You've already proven that. You don't have to prove that anymore. That's not necessary any longer. That's what I want people to know. You've already proven that part. We already know that you can do this alone. But we're in a time and we're moving and progressing to a time where we don't have to do it alone. Yes, you can do it alone, but you don't have to do it alone. There are people out here, and I know this is hard for a lot of people, but the universe has shown me over and over in these last 3 years, especially. Because I kept saying, if there are good people, if it is the way that you say, if it is the way that I have studied and understood and what the other side is telling me, if this is true, then prove it to me. And the universe has proven it over and over. And what they've proven to me is that there are people who have souls who just love you because, who don't want anything from you, who don't need anything from you, who aren't trying to get one over on you. There are good, kind people in this world. Now, the media and society and the elites and whoever, they don't want us to know that. They don't want us to, they want to keep us in fear because that's the way they can get whatever they want out of us, to keep us in fear and to keep us tired, right? To keep us divided. What's the best way to keep us divided? For us to think that nobody's kind, that you're the only one, for us to think that nobody thinks like you, that nobody would lend a helping hand, that they always want something from you. I mean, that's the perfect way to divide us, and it's just not true. I've it's been proven to me over and over and over again in these last 3 years especially. But I want you guys to know that there are good people on this earth. There are good people that are living now. A lot of good people were gone, but there still are good people in this world. There still are people, there still are astrologers and tarot readers and mediums who want to help out of the kindness of their heart, right? Um, who just want to give to you. There are people in every job, in every career. There are good doctors, there are bad doctors, there are good lawyers, there are bad lawyers, there are good, people in office and bad people in office, but there are good people. For some reason, well, not for some reason, I just explain the reason. They just want us to be divided and think that there aren't enough good people when there really are. And I've traveled this whole country and out of the country, and that's the thing that I've seen, is that there are good people in this world who will lend a helping hand, who will and don't want anything from you, you know? How do you think I learned how to cook? Every country I went, everywhere I went, I would ask the grandma of the house, or I would ask that, like, would you teach me? And they were so kind and they all taught me. Like, that's how I learned, right? That's how I learned how to cook all kinds of food. I mean, you name it, I can cook it. And they showed me their traditions and they showed me their culture and they showed me kindness. And I don't think I'm the only lucky one. I think there are lots of lucky ones that are going to see that, that are seeing that. There is always someone that will reach out a hand to us, even when they are suffering themselves. Healing hands is what I've always called them. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. I totally agree. But that's why I'm doing this tonight. I just want you to know that I'm here too. You guys have been here for me. I'm here for you. And you don't have to be alone. And there's no, you don't need to feel guilty or ashamed or any of that. Do you know how much we've done? Like all of us. We are not angels. I've always been a giver. Yeah, I know, Tammy. I know. I think all of us in here have always been givers, right? But we have to learn to be receivers as well, right? And I that's why like I remember those times where and these last 3 years, right, where people were giving of their time, of their resources, of their whatever, like whatever. And so that's why I want to, because I remember thinking, don't forget when you can be at a place, when you are finally aligned with yourself and in a good space. Don't forget. And I'm not forgetting. And I know I'm talking to, like, it looks like I'm talking to you, Polly and Izzy, and I'm not just talking to you guys. I'm talking to the people that are going to see this later or the people that come in who don't know us, right? Because I know all of y'all are givers. I know all of y'all, I mean, you're part of this group and like attracts like, and you're genuine and authentic and it comes from your heart, right? Comes from your mind, comes from your heart, comes from your energy. Ugh. Now, I think that second dish is gonna like put me out. Hey, Cindy, when I've lived in different countries, I did the same thing. Ask the grandmas exactly, and they did. The grandmas and the moms, they did. They took me under their wing and made me part of their family. Made my little family, my husband and my daughter. You know, um, when when we were in different parts, or even when I was alone. I bought this new book today called Soul Contracts. Have you heard about it? I haven't heard about the book, but I know about Soul Contract. But I didn't know there was a book about it. I know, isn't that wonderful, Polly? It's like awesome. They're good people in this world. They just are. Like they didn't have to share their family secret recipes with me. They didn't have to share their culture with me. They didn't have to do that. They were just kind. And they saw that we were far away from our homeland, and whatever they could do to help. Yeah, I wanted to know about the six calls. So what are the six calls? I don't know. Again, I haven't read the book. I don't know what the six calls are. I wish, well, actually I could do the membership now. I've gotten adopted, right? Me too. I'll let you know. Okay. Um, that reminds me, like, cause I want to read a book to you guys, but we can't do it on YouTube. Um, because I'll get flagged because the author, blah blah blah. And I've tried to like outreach to authors when I want to read a book and they don't respond. I just want to let them know, hey, I'm reading your book. I will, um, say it's you and I'll give you the credit and I'll blah, blah, blah. But they never respond. So I don't know how to like get an author to let me read their book in public like that. Right. But I love to read books as a group. I know that's weird, but I love to read books as a group because it's fun. Because it's like if it's a scary book or a witchy book or I love the little autumn books, Christmas books, a little bit sexy time, a little bit witchy time, a little bit herbal time, a little bit, all that stuff. But I also love to read like what she's talking about, like the soul contracts or some quantum physics, or I mean, I know y'all probably wouldn't want to read that, but I like to read that Because it's fun when the whole group gets all involved in the characters and everybody's like, oh my God, what's next? I love that. I just think that's so cool. I'm such a nerd that way. I could sit in a library for years. It's by Danielle McKinnon. Okay. Why do I know that name? Danielle McKinnon. Did she write anything else? I For some reason I know that name. Mm. Yes, well, Polly, I can actually read to my membership now because I don't have to make that public. That's private. So I'm thinking of reading a book together. Yeah, like let's have some story time, right? I'll have a scene like this, and I'll be reading, and we can get all into it. But I'm gonna do that too. Um, there is a book that's like witchy fantasy autumn. I think I'm gonna read that book. Maybe I'll start that next week. Yeah, yeah. If y'all like that, I'll do it. Like back in the day on my other channel, I used to read books. Well, they weren't like fantasy or science fiction. They were like I read the Emerald Tablets to everybody. I read the scripts. I read Inca, the Anunnaki story. I read those through the scripts. Read all of that to people, and everybody loved it. But you can't do that on YouTube anymore. Well, it's gonna snow here Friday, and I don't like going out in that. Good. Then you can grab your tea in your fireplace and just listen to me read, and then we'll all get involved in the characters. I love that. Like it's a great time. That's why I like to read in the fall and winter because it's snowing outside or it's cold outside. And let's have some tea. Let's have some yeah, some like herbal tea, some coffee, whatever. Some people like a little drinky poo. Some people like a little devil's lettuce. Some people like whatever. I'm like whatever, whatever gets y'all calm, makes you happy, and we can have a good time reading, right? You just, she said, I just finished reading Me, Myself, and I by Nikki Allen. I don't know that I know that one. There's the second book too. It was good. She swears a lot. I like so when I'm reading to the group, to get the group going, I like the lighter sort of sometimes spiritual, but kind of witchy, kitchen witch stuff, herbalism, kind of, it's like in the story itself. It's not the story, but it's in the story. Kind of a mystery kind of thing. I like those. Just to like get everybody. It's light, it's not too dark. You get a little bit scary here where you're like, oh, I wonder what's gonna happen. I wonder what they're gonna do. Oh, I bet it's so and so, and I bet it's so and so, stuff like that. I just think that's great. I love when everybody gets involved. I have cataracts and can't read right now. Gonna have the surgery done soon. Good. Well, Polly, you don't have to read. You just have to listen to me. That's it. Let me read for you. I remember when I was really sick, when I was on the chemo and stuff, decades ago. Yeah, I remember friends reading to me, and I loved it. I loved it. I could barely lift my head, but they were reading to me, and I just loved it. So let me be your eyes and let me read. And since you're a member, and for those of you that want to become a member, it's only $4.99. Since you're a member, I'll read them to you. I'll read the books. I feel for you, Polly. I'm kind of in the same I've already had 3 cornea. Wow. Wow, Tammy. Hmm. Let me say this, Polly and Tammy. And this is the other thing in the membership, I can talk real in depth about this, but for right now, today, if I had some eye issues like you're talking about, yeah, if I had eye issues, I would begin with butterfly pea and juniper berries. So yeah, butterfly pea and juniper berry tea. If you know how to make the extract, then make the extract, but I had no choice. They were gonna pull my license. Oh gosh. Butterfly pea tea. Butterfly pea. And then make tea. Yeah. So butterfly pea, and then make tea with it. That is something I'm gonna, so that's another one I'm gonna do with you guys. I need to give y'all like the basic. I can't say a lot on here. You know what? I'm just gonna make a video and then send it to you. Do it just for the membership. Yeah. I mean, there's other stuff, but I would start with butterfly pea tea. You lost me. So the herb is called butterfly. Well, it's actually a flower. It's called butterfly pea. But you want to make tea, as in Tom, Tea with it. I mean, I have the extract. I mean, I did an extract with it, or we'll call it an elixir. I did an elixir. Mm-hmm. Yes. I'm actually thinking, I think I'm going to do a video, maybe tomorrow or the next day, like a little 5 minute video, and just give it to my members. Let me write that down so I don't forget. But here's the thing. Remember, because I work from the inside out, right? So I want to know what's going on at your core. And I think, Polly, since you have decided to move forward with a lot of stuff, right? So when you're having eye issues, what is it that that's clouding your vision? Like, what is it that you don't want to see? What is it that you're not trying to see? What is it that you're trying to ignore? What is it about life or situations or relationships that you do not want to see? That's at the core. What's going on? Whether it was something in the past that you didn't want to see and you haven't let it go, or whether it's something that you've been dealing with and don't want to see it for what it is, right? But when anyone has eye issues, that's the question I ask. And then I can help you get through that. Like, what's going on? Let's go from here, right? So, um, so I would say to ask yourselves, what was it either in the past or right now or in the recent past, or are you afraid to see the future? What is it that you're not wanting to see? And I know that sounds simple, but a lot of what ails us, a lot of what misaligns us is the contradiction that we're having within ourselves. Okay. I'm looking over here and I should be looking over here. There's a contradiction in you that's causing these symptoms. Okay. This is for everybody that wants to hear. I'm talking to Tammy and Polly, but this is for anybody else that wants to hear. When you're having an eye issue, seeing cataracts especially, like as you're telling me these things, I'm like, what is it that you're not wanting to see? Like for the longest time, I didn't want to see the world. I didn't want to know. Like I was tired of the BS. I was tired of going through the trauma. I was tired of all the losses I didn't want to see. And then I began to wear glasses, right? Got that right. I've been looking at that already. Yeah. So what is it that you either didn't want to see and haven't had to let go of it yet because you didn't look at it for what it is? And or what is it that you're not wanting to see now? Or like me, what is like are you what is it that you're not wanting to see about the future? Are you afraid of the future? Are you stunned by the future? Like these are questions you need to ask yourself, right? Um, but I am membership for my membership peeps. I'm gonna do a quick video about how to extract that butterfly pea. Or make tea. And I have some, so I'm gonna actually do it and show you guys how to do it. Or go through. Yeah, I'm gonna do a quick 5-10 minute video. My grandbaby, y'all may hear him scream because he is in. I've made the garage his play area, and he is in love with that play area. And it's getting late, and it's time for him to come upstairs and take his bath and do his thing and go night night. And he's gonna throw a fit because he doesn't want to leave that room. Walking through. And then we're gonna read a witchy book. Okay. Right, so lights really bother me. Been in the dark 3/4 of my life. That's why I burn candles and have to wear shades. Yeah, you're welcome. Probably says, yeah, thank you, Cindy. Yeah, no, thank you for being a member. I need to do these videos anyway, and I need to do a live with you guys. Tammy glare gets me. Yeah. Oh, you're saying to Tammy. Yeah, especially because of the cataracts, right? The glare really bothers you. And Tammy, you said you had that too. Yeah, I think we were talking pineapples in LA. So everybody, welcome our new member to the membership, Pineapples in LA. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I can't drive at night or in the rain. Yeah, hurts your eyes. Yeah, there was a shock somewhere that you had. Yeah. So pineapples, we were just talking about people in the membership. I love to read books in groups. Like I love to read out loud to everybody. I know that sounds crazy, but it was because when I was really sick, and even as a child or a teen, my best friend used to read One, because I was not allowed to have certain books because my parents were really strict. So she would read them to me at like lunchtime at school, right? And I just love, and then when I was really sick, decades ago, when I was really sick, my friends would read to me, and I love that. And so to me, that's like a warm feeling, a loving, gathering feeling. So I love to read out loud to people in groups. It's so weird, I know. But yes, books equals love for me. Like it's a very loving thing to do to for from my perspective. I just love books anyway. You guys know I'm a researcher. I study. I like that's just my natural place, and to share that with people, I don't know. It just to me, it's just a very good space. So yeah, reading gates and all. So pineapples. I'm gonna. There's one. There's actually two books. It's a two. It's like two books. It's a series. I read the one book last year. I think I'll reread it to you guys because then we're gonna do the second book. So, oh, that's not weird. I was in the first grade and so restless. The teacher allowed me to read this class out loud. Yeah, I'll never forget the teacher's name, Mrs. Spriggs. I love that. Yeah. Like I was telling my daughter, I was telling her the other day, I'm like, because she knows, oh, I haven't seen a Barnes and Noble in a while, right? And we drove by a Barnes and Noble. I'm like, oh my God, y'all have a Barnes and Noble here. And she said, yeah. And she looked at me because she knows I can spend hours in a library, like days in a library. And she was like, you really, and we were talking about me really loving books. And I was like, if I could just sit in a temple and study languages or study life, like through books, that's what I would do. And I probably did it in another life. That life just hasn't come up for me in hypnosis yet, right? But I just feel comfortable. Like I could be one of those people that just scribed and just translated languages and just stayed in a library, a temple of some sort forever. But I have that feeling of like a group. So like let me read to you guys and let's all get into it and let's have some tea and some coffee and chill out. Have the fire if you have a fire place. We don't, but if you have a fireplace, sit in your cozy chair, right? I'll never forget. Oh, she said, I haven't driven in a long while either, Tammy. Hey, Polly. Yeah, Polly, I always bounce off things, but I've learned to adapt. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. Tammy, I'm supposed to see it. That just reminds me of something else. I'll tell you when we meet. Tammy. I'm writing these down. So anyway, thank you for joining the membership Pineapples and LA. She's the newest one. Right now, I think that's why I'm a feeler. Uh, that's funny. Let's see, who was it? I think I said everybody's name that joined. Let me say everybody's name. So Pineapples in LA, Athena, Sequoia, Wendy, Catherine, Dot, Kathy Valle, Mom Otto, Polly, Karina, and Tammy, Which. So thank you guys for being members. I think we have our first assignment that I'm going to do. And that is to read the books and talk about the I'm gonna call it like the basic kitchen witch herbs. That's what I'm gonna call it. The basic kitchen witch herbs. Like everybody should have these in their repertoire. Everybody should have them in their home. And they're so easy. They're not hard at all. We'll start with those. Okay. I think we'll do that. Yeah. I like that. Yeah. I think we'll do that. Just the basic, what everybody should have um, for the fall, winter, and then we'll get y'all prepared for spring and then summer, right? But if you have these basics, yeah, and then we'll go from there. And I'll let y'all. So I think we're gonna do a live where I'm in the kitchen and we're talking about this stuff. That way you guys can ask me questions. Uh, not maybe not the first video or live, but where you guys can ask me questions like, you know, I gotta be careful how I word this. Where you guys can ask me questions about things that are going on with you. Let's just say that, okay? But you should all have like this basic stuff. So, and it's not, some of you probably already have it. Yeah, we'll talk about that first, and then I'm going to teach y'all how to do like a blended tea, the way that you want to think about it when you're making a tea. Um, yeah, because you always there's sort of a formula that you want to do when you're creating a tea. Um, and I'll give you that information too. You want it to like layer and have like a for your taste buds, as well as um to heal. Because the first thing is to align your body, right? But there's a way to go about it, and there's so many herbs that your taste buds don't have to suffer. We can say that. Yeah, so we'll do the book and then kitchen witch basics. I'm glad we're on here because that's like y'all are giving me lots of ideas. I love that. I like that. Pineapple says, Polly says, I love that. Polly says, yeah. Like, what the heck is butterfly? Yeah, and here's the thing. I'm gonna pull them all out because I can show you what they look like. I have them all, so I can show you what they look like. I don't have every single plant. I did have every single plant. I lost all of that, but I have a lot. So I can show you guys. And you can get, here's the thing. Anybody wanting to do herbalism, you can get really overwhelmed because there is, I told you, the universe, Mother Earth has given us everything that we need. I mean, everything that we need. But the thing is a lot of things you think are weeds, or, society has told us that they're bad or they're weeds or we need to get them out. And that's not true. A lot of those are very helpful to our body. So, yeah, it's PEA. Yeah. Tammy, I don't think she thought it was PEE. Oh my God, I love her. You guys crack me up. She's always cracking me up. No, it's PEA, Tammy. Oh, it's butterfly pea. And it's really cool. Like when we have our place, our storefront, we're gonna you can change color because it's chemistry, so you can change the color of it. It's really cool because it's this beautiful almost indigo color, a little bit more purpley than indigo, but like an indigo color. But you can change it to a blue, or you can change it to a purple. Like it just changes colors. Like you can squeeze a lemon in it and do it, or whatever. It's really cool. I figured, just joking. Yeah, but Holly, you know how Tammy is. This is the thing about Tammy, if y'all don't know, which. If Not yellow. If we're ever having a serious discussion, which will come out with like something out of left field and have us cracking up. She'll have me cracking up all the time. She is funny, funny. Oh, like she does that every time. We'll have this. I'll be having a serious conversation with you guys. I'll be talking about something, and then she comes out with like out of left field that makes sense, but it makes you laugh. Indeed, loves you, Tammy. That's what I tell my grandson. I love you. I love you. Hmm. I can't help myself. I know what I love about you. Can't help yourself. Hmm. I know it's like me back in the day when I take a jab. I'd be like, it's just too easy. Like people make it too easy. I just think that's funny. Oh, let me say something. Well, there aren't very many people on tonight. Everybody is doing their thing. So we're already an hour in. Tammy, isn't it like is it midnight almost over there, Tammy? Because you're Eastern or are you Central? I think you're Eastern, right? Or are you Central? Polly, I know it's like 10 over there. Yeah, it's almost midnight. And Polly, it's almost 10, so it's almost 11 over there. My how Yeah, I know, right? When you were having fun. But I know it's late over there. And I just wanted to be on here in case anybody needed us. Yeah. So you're 2 hours ahead of me. And which is three. Oh, I don't know Eastern Central. Who knows? Oh, okay. Yeah, you're Eastern, Tammy. You're 3 hours ahead of me, and Polly's 2 hours ahead of me. So y'all are 1 hour apart. And Wendy is 1 hour ahead of me. So it's me, Wendy, Polly, Witch Witch, Witch Witch, and Kathy Valle are the same. Uh, Pineapples in LA is Western, like me, right? Pacific. Yeah, it's almost 11 over there. Yeah. How does it feel to be in the future? I'm back here in the past. Y'all are in the future. I have to ask Alexa the time and what the heck day it is. I dealt with schedules a lot, so especially like directors and VPs and CEOs, and I had to deal with all kinds of time all over the world, you know. Sometimes I would be dealing with five different time zones and had to get it right. So I'm used to like dealing with that stuff. It's just over the years, you know, because we could be having a conference call with Japan, the Netherlands, Dubai, the East Coast and the West Coast, and like you got to get it all. You got to get all the times right. You have to get it all together. So I'm in the middle. Uh-huh. You and I'm trying to think of who else is over there. Because there's a couple of people from Texas. I'm just not into time yet. I'm always late for appointments. Yeah. Well, trust me, when you're used to doing it for 20 years, you're like, it just becomes second nature. I'm always looking at time differences. That's why and I've done it for so long. Like, I know that London's 7 hours. I know that, that Dubai is 17. I know that Australia is, 14, and I just kind of know because I've done it for so long. But I always look at it just to make sure because that's who I am. Okay, lady. I'm going to eat my second plate. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, should I just eat the pie or should I eat the second plate? I keep myself pretty busy indoors. Yeah. Well, now that we're all having to be indoors because it is cold, um, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow's Friday. I may do, yeah, I may do a video tomorrow. I mean, a live tomorrow with the members. So, but I got to figure out how to do it because I've never done it. So that means I have to call David. It's fine. I talked to him today, anyways. I keep myself pretty busy. No, it's Thursday. No, tomorrow's Friday. Today's Thursday. I was just thinking tomorrow's Friday. Yeah. Well, tonight I did it because it was Thanksgiving, but I am thinking about coming on. I'm thinking about coming on a little early, a lot earlier during the day so that everybody's okay and not so tired and trying to stay awake in the evening. Plus, that gives the other countries uh, ability to come in and say hello and participate, all that. Yeah. Yep, it's Black Friday. Oh, brother. I know. I know. I I've never done Black Friday here in Oregon, and to me, it seems like nobody's doing it. Like when we mentioned that, they like looked at us like we were weird, and they never look at us like we were weird, but they're looking at us like it's not a thing here. I don't know. I'm not from here, so I don't know. I don't go to bed till 1:30. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, but I know like poor Kathy and even Polly. Polly's got to go to bed too. I'm trying to think of other people. I can't think of anybody's name right now for some reason. I think it's because my mind is on these herbs and stuff. I'm already thinking about what we're gonna do tomorrow. Yeah, it'll be a good one. Yeah. Oh yeah. I think. Well, like this morning, I woke up at. Mm, I think it was 5:30. I woke up. 5:30 to 5:45. Yeah, I know. Texas does do Black Friday. Yeah. No, I wake up usually about 5 or 6. Uh, I try to get up before my grandbaby and meditate, do my thing, do what I do in the morning, and then when he wakes up, spend time with him, get him breakfast, and let his mother sleep in a little. And then she usually wakes up and takes over, and then I'll have clients or I'll be doing stuff. So I don't go to bed usually until 2 a.m. Oh no. Mm. Yeah, we gotta remedy those things. Yeah, trust me, I can stay up for days. I just have, um, and if I need to, I'll stay up. Whatever. I can sleep 3 hours and be fine. I can sleep 4 hours and be fine. But, yeah. And then, I'm just thinking when after my daughter wakes up and the baby he goes to school for like 3 hours. It's not like a lot of school. But anyway, during that time, I've been taking her. We've been going working out. I told you guys we started working out, so we're working out um, on the days she can, and then otherwise I'm seeing clients and doing stuff. Yeah. Sorry. Which says, and I don't nap either, but I meditate a lot. Yeah. Mm. So Tammy, when you meditate, do you do a certain meditation or do you just sort of get yourself into that space and open up? I mean, like, do you have a direction, a focus, an intention, or do you just sort of whatever happens, happens? Yeah, I'm asking because, like, David meditates a lot, but his is more open. I'm too Virgo South Node. I have like an intention and a focus and a whether that's to like relax, get my body in place, whatever. I have a question, both yes, visual and do guided chakras if needed. Yeah. Just issues I've been pushing through, making headway, and then it's like I ended up taking 3 steps back, moving to go forward. Okay, Polly, remember I said the other day, like, don't beat yourself up. Remember, I said that when I was doing the Sagittarius new moon, and I tried to explain, get you guys into the energy of Sagittarius. Remember that? And I said, you're going to feel confused. You're going to take some steps back. Trust yourself that you're fine and you're in the space that you need to be. That is the one thing I want to tell everybody tonight. Whether one person hears me or 10,000 people hear me tonight, do not beat yourself up for where you're at right now. If you are in the space where you're isolated, where you have isolated, where your world has blown up, where you're dealing with past trauma, where you're grieving, where you're wherever that is, do not push yourself. Allow yourself to be in the space that you're in. There is a reason that you have those spaces and times, okay? Especially right now, after reading the charts for you guys and showing you, you're gonna feel confused. You're gonna feel like you're not like she just said, I move a step forward to move 3 steps back, right? You you just need to be in the present. Don't be hard on yourself. Understand that there is a growth going on. An alignment is what I call it. A healing is what y'all call it. Healing yourself or an alignment that you're trying. There's this space that you're in right now. Give yourself permission to be there. Give yourself permission to sit in it for as long as it takes. For as long as it takes. Whether it takes 2 days, 6 months, or 5 years. Okay? Now, when I say that, I know people are like, I can't do this for 5 years. What I've learned is if you allow yourself to be in the present, in the now, and allow that space to envelop you and sit with it, and without guilt, without judgment, without any of that, just be in it. I promise it won't take long. It will take whatever it's going to take for you. It's the fighting and the contradiction and the feeling guilty and I gotta move on. I gotta move forward. I gotta, like, what am I doing? Like, why can't I do better? Like, I've never been this way. Like, all of that is going to make it go longer. Allow yourself to be. Give Give yourself permission to be in the space that you're in now. Give yourself the grace that you have afforded everyone else in your life. Give yourself that grace to be in the moment, to allow those emotions, that trauma, that healing, that whatever, just be in it. And especially right now, that's the energy right now. We have 5 planets retrograde. We're about to have 6 planets retrograde, okay? Or I think we already have 6 planet retrograde, okay? Sometimes Kundalini. I've seen that snake come out twice. Ooh, yeah. Well, I know that you're pretty wise, so I think you can handle Kundalini. Yes, indeed. That's what I just remembered. That's just what I remembered. Yeah. Yeah, don't forget, especially in this time, you're going to feel confused. You're going to want to move forward. You're going to think you're not doing what you are. Just allow yourself to be. Just be. Okay? Just be. That's what I was trying to get to 30 minutes ago when I said, you've already proven. You don't have anything to prove. You've already proven that you can get through stuff. You've already proven that you can get yourself and others out of dark places, out of dangerous things, out of violence, out of like you've already proven that. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. Now is a different space, but you got to allow yourself to be in the space that you're in so that when it's time to move to the different space, it's just an easy movement. It's not a struggle of trying to carry the baggage with Pluto, right? Not that. Yeah. Doesn't that mean I should buy some scratch tickets with the 6 planets? I think you should. I'm not going against which. Y'all don't understand. The last time we said this, she was winning every scratch off. So I'm saying, Tammy, if you feel the need, yes, indeed, that's what you should do. Go for it. I trust you. I totally trust you. So, Polly, give yourself some grace. Okay? You're not moving backwards. I did today. Good. Good. Oh, yeah. Thank you. I'll unpack my bags now. Exactly, Polly. And Witchwood said, "Oh my God, I won. I told you, I trust you. I trust you. I told you, you're the only one limiting yourself. All of us are. We've been standing in our way for so long. Like it's time to get out of our way. And when those little things that tell us we're lacking and we're being restricted and we don't have enough and like that's all bullshit. Don't even like let the thought come in and then let it go. Like just let it go. Well, there's not enough. Well, nobody does it. Well, that's not enough. It's not enough abundance. There's not enough. Whatever you're being told, whatever that little voice in your head, that's not your higher self. That's your ego because it looks at patterns, right? Let it go. Let it go. That's not you anymore. That's a part of you. That's an aspect that you'll always be, but that's not your focus now. Your focus is a different space. Does that make sense? That pays for my bail to get out of Crystal Day. That's cool. That's awesome. That's awesome. She's been in crystal jail, everybody. Which put herself in crystal jail. She deserves that though. uh, all right. I think I'm gonna go so that I can eat the second plate and then pass out and bleed and just be gluttonous because I have been working out a lot lately too. My daughter has too. I'm so proud of her. Yes, makes sense. Perfect, Polly. It's so funny how we allow everyone else grace but ourselves. You have to, we learned not to do it. Now we have to unlearn it, right? You have to unlearn. You have to afford yourself the same honor and respect and grace that you do others. I mean, for some of us, you do it to people you don't even know, which is great, but you can do it to yourself as well, right? So let me go be gluttonous. I hope everyone has a wonderful night. I will see you guys tomorrow. And membership people, you'll probably see me. I got to figure it out. I got to call David. I think it's really easy, but I've just never done it before. So we'll probably do a live. If not, I'll definitely put a video out. But if I could do the live, I'll do the live with just us. Okay. So I love you, love you, love you. You guys have a great night. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, Tammy, for making us all laugh. And thanks, Polly, and everyone else for sharing. Love you guys. Bye.